All right, it's 7 o'clock. April 3rd, 2023. This is the time for this commission meeting for City of Tioga. Start with questions.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
All right, thank you. First thing on the agenda is going to be the minutes for March 20, 2023 commission.
I'll move to approve with one correction. I see we got Sean present and absent.
I'll second that.
All right, with the motion for the modification and with the second, if there's no questions, comments, or concerns, we'll move the vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. All right, so moves. All right, next section here is going to be commissioner reports, the first meeting of the month, so.
Few things going on. I guess we had a water leak. We had a call from, I think it was Vermont. And there was our water people had a pipe that split apart. It was not the backflow preventer valve, just put in, but they just worked on it and there was something else. Not really sure what happened. Anyway, it could have been a pretty bad disaster, but they got it shut off in time, so that was good. And just everything else just carrying on.
I don't have anything. Okay.
No, I'm good. I think Josh wants to speak.
Yep.
I have nothing at this time.
Perfect. All right, for modifications and or approval of agenda, a couple of things on here. So we'll start with item number 1 for the legal update. Due to a conflict in scheduling, our attorney isn't able to be here, so I'm going to ask for a motion to remove that from the agenda. And then, excuse me, under new business, item number 3, city tax equalization. We completed that in a special, or in the meeting earlier regarding that specific item. So I'm going to ask that that be removed because there's no need to complete that since it's already been completed. And then I'm going to ask for a motion to add to the agenda permission to advertise for a special assessment board for Pine Ridge. And then one other modification is going to be the police department would like to be on the agenda to speak about a topic.
I'll make a motion
So
to modify the agenda with taking out legal, the city tax equalization, and adding on the special assessments board and the chief Nelson photographer's final.
All right, in the middle of that was the second as well. So with the motion and a second to approve the modifications, there's no questions, comments, concerns, we'll move the vote.
yes.
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 Yes. All right, so moves. All right, so we'll get in the old business and we'll start with more engineering.
Thank you. Good evening. I have my packet there. Few of the projects on here I don't have much for updates for, but just wanted to include them just for that there's things ongoing, and some behind the scenes things that I'm not have major updates for you, but just want to address each one. So first is South Main Street reconstruction. We have some ongoing things with that, but no real updates as of today. Any questions specifically on anything on that at this point? Okay. Next one is Northeast Tioga reconstruction phase 2. Contractor indicated last week that they were going to be out here towards the end of the week to get some of the snow piles removed from the project area to prepare for the spring melt and hopefully mitigate some of the wet material and whatnot on the roadways. So it sounded like they had been out there. I didn't get a chance to drive through yet, but it sounded like they were out here a couple of days last week to perform some of that. So further updates on schedule and their plan for construction to start up. We should be receiving some of that information soon, here in the next couple of weeks or so, hopefully. So hope that the next meeting will have some more details on what things are looking like for this construction season once weather starts cooperating a little better. The next one is the emergency action plan and dam safety improvements. Kind of had a hold on things with that until again snow cover disappears and continue on with some of the site work on site there to move things forward with that project. So similar situation with the recreational trail at the dam. No real updates there. Once snow disappears, we'll be making some headway on that project. The Northampton Street and 3rd Street Northwest reconstruction. That project, just a reminder, the bid opening is Wednesday at 5:30 or 5:30. Wednesday, April 5th at 1:30, excuse me. And we'll be in receipt of supporting bid documents at 1 p.m. So we'll have a review of those and then open bids at 1:30. So I believe I sent Tim and Abby an invite for that, and Jeff as well. If any others want to partake in that, so just let me know. I can do that. We'll do it. There's a couple people that may haven't been involved previously, but we can do it virtually online. It's an online bid opening process, so people remotely can be in attendance as we review all that. So throw that reminder out, and if you have like to partake, just let me know and I can do that. So any questions there? The current plan holder list as of the end of last week was included in the packet. I want to say there was 12 or so plan holders. Some of those being plan rooms, which are essentially hitting sites that kind of help spread the information out, hopefully draw other contractors from the region in. There's looking at it, there's potential for 3 prime bidders, and there's a couple. I think since then there's another paving company has pulled plans, so there's a couple paving companies looking at it, as well as three underground utility contractors, which are the most likely ones to be the general contractor on the project. So this we will see what Wednesday brings, and hope for some bids on the project. So, KS Industries water and sewer extension, the lift station site. We've been kind of looking at that and how property or, access to that, parcel for the city. Initially, we were looking at creating a new parcel there actually versus an easement. Just maybe a little cleaner. We've had some correspondence with the county and they want, in order to create a new parcel, they're gonna want some pretty extensive additional survey work done. So I think it's probably, it's not worth the cost to create a new parcel, and then say it's probably more appropriate use of an easement. It's not inappropriate necessarily either way, but it's maybe a little cleaner with a new parcel, but the additional costs to go through some additional extensive survey, I think it weighs on in my opinion. So any thoughts either way on that from anyone? It's a horse, really, it's a horse. Okay, next item is Pine Ridge subdivision roadway improvements. You talked about adding the special assessment committee advertisement. That sounds great. Anticipated schedule for the special assessment process. We have we have a kind of a standard checklist that we have for these special assessed projects. So I kind of laid out some of the initial schedule on that. Based upon this, at the next meeting, I think we could have the improvement district resolution passed and get some of those initial resolutions completed. And then there's a few steps in there, of course, due to petition project by really a sole property owner. There's a few things in there that don't apply. And then from there we'll see what kind of schedule is for getting plans approved by the city and getting the project advertised. So as far as resolution documents, I sent you have everything. Okay.
The reason why we're gonna advertise for the move is because the commissioners wanted it to be a loan.
Okay.
And so I'll have to get that board in place for them to.
Okay.
I don't have well to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Any other questions related to any of that project? Last item I have is the soccer field floodway modeling. We've talked on that the last meeting. Probably by the end of this week, we'll have the modeling completed for that permitting through the state, and then we'll get that submitted to them early to middle of next week. So things are moving along with that one as well. So with that, any other questions or anything for me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move into new business. Part-time seasonal.
Permission to advertise and hire our part-time seasonal person. We usually start on May 1st, so it takes a few weeks to advertise for it.
And this is the person that does the flowers and the dump.
They do all the watering.
Yeah.
for them.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, with the motion to approve in a second. No questions, comments, or concerns from the board, we'll move the vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. So moves. All right, next order of business is going to be estimate for a copier and a shredder.
For City Hall, we currently pay, $3,000 a year for our contract. For services for our old copier, but it's old and the parts are getting obsolete. And so it's not only costing us $3,000, it's costing us weeks of being without a copier. So to replace the copier and the shredder, our shredder, for the shred one page is $11,085.30. I'm speaking of long-term.
So that's for both of them, correct?
I'll make a motion. No second.
All right, with a motion to approve in a second, no questions, comments, or concerns from the board, we'll move to vote.
Yes.
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 So moves. All right, next order of business is an estimate for a new light post.
For a new light post and the electric in the amount of $12,500.
I made a motion to approve. Don't have too much choice, but
Already sent to the insurance company for a claim, but we're gonna pay for it before then, the insurance company.
Those is reimbursed.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a motion to approve. There's, okay, with a motion to approve it in a second. No questions or comments, concerns from the board, we'll move to vote.
yes.
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 All right, next order is going to be a resolution 2023-04, removal of staff from municipal account. We're gonna be changing, is that what we're doing? All right. So resolution 2023-01 dated today's date, April 3rd, 2023. Be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Tioga, Williams County, North Dakota, a resolution to modify the signature card for the City of Tioga Municipal Court bank account. Whereas the City of Tioga, Williams County, North Dakota is a municipal corporation, organized and existing under the laws, so the state of North Dakota. Whereas in order to facilitate the order processing the City of Tioga business, the city auditor has requested that Abby Salinas auditor Darcy, even that's the last name, Goshi, administrative assistant, and Jessica Sandberg, police commissioner, be listed as signers for the City of Tioga Municipal Court account, and that Chelsea Wise be removed from said account, said signature card effective January 25th, 2023. Yeah. So we're going to make that modification. Now the City Commission approves the removal of Chelsea Wise from the City of Tioga Municipal Bank. And you said that effective date should have been what?
It should be 2 days.
So April 3rd, 2023. For a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second. All right, with a motion to approve with the modification of the date. And a second, we'll move to vote. If there's no questions, comments, or concerns.
Yes.
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 Yes. So moves. All right, next is going to be the special assessment board for Pine Ridge.
I'm seeking permission to advertise. For special assessment board.
How many people would you need on the
3 to 5.
3 to 5? And that could be anybody in the,
As long as they're within the City of Tioga and they own a home, they can apply.
Is there a motion?
I'll move.
No second.
All right, with a motion to approve the advertisement, and there's a second, no questions, comments, questions from the board.
Yes.
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 All right, so those next item is going to be Chief Nelson.
Good evening, Chief Nelson with the Tioga Police Department. Reason I'm here tonight is, part of my 1% plan for the 3 years that I submitted a little while back was, modernization and updating of our Tioga Police Department range. For the past few years, one of my goals for that area has really been to not make it just an area that we shoot, however, a multi-purpose area where we can also train. There's several different trainings that we hold annually within our own department to include high-risk traffic stops, excuse me, deployment of our stop sticks, whatever the case may be. So having a multi-purpose area where we can practice that and shoot has been an overall goal for the department, and was a part of that 3-year plan to secure funds from 1% for. However, when I started actually sitting down and looking at this area that we currently utilize up just on the north side of the dam there, there's a couple of concerns I have at this point. A couple of them being, we now have residential areas or residences north of the area we shoot off of 69th Street. And we also have a walking path that's potentially going to be going through that area. And I don't feel that it would be appropriate for us to have a sterile training environment in an area that we have pedestrian traffic. And I certainly don't think it would be peaceful for them to go for a Sunday evening stroll while we have gunshots going off in the background. So what I've come to the conclusion of that I think would be really necessary is finding a new location for our range that would accommodate our range and enough space where we can do vehicle maneuvers, a place that we can add a classroom style facility, maybe have 1 or 2 classrooms within it with restroom facilities inside, so we can do on-site instruction and then go out and practice whatever item it is that we're training. But being that I look at things through a multi-purpose lens most of the time when I ask for things that cost quite a bit of money, was the idea of potentially incorporating the fire department in on this as well. And so we have reached out to the fire department. We have a general idea of what we would like to do. However, it's just a very preliminary idea. But overall, what we would like to see, or what I would like to see, is for us to acquire new property somewhere. We don't have a location picked out. In fact, that's kind of our biggest struggle right now, is trying to figure out where this could potentially go that would be far enough away from town where it's not going to disturb the residents and keep them safe, but also create a sterile environment for all of us to train. But have this classroom style facility be a joint effort between police and fire, but then each have respective land on either side of that, where the fire department can set up whatever structures they want to set up, whether it be a burn structure or they want to bring in like a oil derrick mock-up where they can practice oil field firefighting, something to that effect. Treater shack, I think, was one of the things that they had mentioned as well. And on the opposite side, where on the exterior side would also be our range. It's also important for me to outline that in times of the year when we're in the winter months like now, our range becomes inaccessible. I just went down there 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Time flies. We do have a number of agencies that request assistance from us for firearms qualifications too. So I went down to check it, and kid you not, the snow blew and drifted on the front side of the berm where we would typically shoot, to the point where there is no berm anymore. So having an area that is less susceptible to massive snow drifting would be ideal as well. And so today I'm not here looking for approval for any type of dollar amount. However, I'm looking to see what the consensus is, I guess, of the commission for this idea, as I would like to proceed forward with that, but have the blessing from city commission to do that as a joint effort between PD and the fire department. And I'd imagine at some point here, we'll probably form a committee of people between the two departments to, you know, throw some ideas down on paper to create a facility that in an area that would be acceptable for both departments, so that everybody's happy. Funding for this project, you know, again, some of it's going to likely be through 1%. If it gets to be a deal where we think 1% may not be able to handle that, there's also a series of grants out there as well on the federal side that, you know, training is a very important thing amongst emergency services right now. And for a number of years, many federal grants have started hitting heavy on that. So I guess if there was anything I would need approval on today, and I don't know how all this works, because building and designing a new facility is something that's completely out of my realm and is new to me, other than being on the building committee for our current building. But it would be really nice to get the blessing for our officer that's working on it, Officer Shaffett, to be able to link up with the auditor on an occasional basis when he finds a grant that he can apply for, and have the blessing to apply for that grant and seek funding. So we're not, you know, all that funding to support that project has come from an outside source. If that makes any sense. I don't know how that works. If it has to be
Are you guys here for
That's,
this particular reason? Are you, okay.
that's what I was gonna ask next is, I hear your side of it.
Yep,
I think that's awesome.
sure.
But of course, I see fire personnel in the audience.
Yep.
And would like an opportunity to at least hear from them where you guys stand, if this is something that you guys want to move forward with. So we, as a commission, understand both sides of this.
Sure.
Well, good evening. I'm Nathan Germanson, currently serving as the president of the Tioga Fire and Ambulance Department. We met with these gentlemen a couple of weeks ago, I guess, and they threw the idea by us, and we met as a board of directors. So I had my board of directors of both fire and ambulance and my chiefs, and everybody was on board for it. You know, we have two extremely nice facilities where we have a nice training room facility. We can do a lot of things in our garages. Where we lack is our exterior, and that's probably the biggest portion that we would look at right away. Initially, joining in on this process is finding some exterior ground. We have a few industrial fire props available to us if we would have the location. Granted, it would be a lot of work as far as water retainage, things like that from flowing water. But yes, so in a short, we like the idea. I think something can be worked out that, and again, most of it, you know, for exterior for us. So some of their ideas that we've come together as a group, I mean, a great benefit for everybody in the community of, you know, possibly the area. So, yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rick, did you have anything to add? I don't know. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else, Mike?
No, I do not.
All right, any questions for them?
Excellent idea. It'd be something. Keep looking at that for sure.
All right, so. Go ahead.
I like it.
All right, so is there a motion on the floor for them to continue exploring this and moving forward with exploration?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All right, with a motion and a second. All right,
Oh, I was gonna let you guys get through that. I just wanted to make sure to see if I need an additional motion for the grant seeking as well. I don't know how that all works. I know typically for 1%.
With a motion to move forward and apply for grants.
It was just
When
for,
needed, Larry,
Pardon?
with the a motion to move forward and apply for grants as necessary.
Right. All right, with the motion and the second. There isn't any questions, comments, or concerns, we need to vote on that?
Yes.
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 Yes, all right, so moves.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next is consent approval. This could be for a special liquor license application. Local charity permit application payroll from March 22nd, 2023, and bills from March 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, with the motion and a second to approve the consent agenda, if there's no questions, comments, or concerns of the board, we'll move to vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so moves. All right, that looks like, everything on the agenda for the evening. Do I have a motion to?
I'll make this motion.
I'll second.
You guys don't want to go anywhere tonight. Okay, all right, with the motion to adjourn in a second, if there's no questions, comments, concerns from the board, we'll move to vote.
Yes.
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 Yes, so moves, meeting adjourned 7:31.